All right, welcome to another trail video. Today we're talking about the backcountry fishing trip. So every year, oh, by the way, this is Max Clark, camp director, coming to you live from inside your computer. All right, hey, every year there's a handful of kids who are on a trip at camp and they just want to fish. We're going into some great backcountry areas, backcountry lakes, backcountry rivers, streams, and their number one frustration is that there just wasn't enough time to fish. And so we got together last year being 2023, and said, what do we want to do for next year? What would be exciting? What would be interesting? And the idea of creating, sorry, my radio's going off. Okay. The idea of creating a backcountry fishing trip just seemed like a huge hit. Luckily, on staff, one of our staff members full time is his name is Brad, and Brad is an expert fisherman and went to school. Got his biology degree in fish studies and fish science. So we are lucky to have Brad, and Brad was the engineer behind this trip and the itinerary. And there's a very good chance that Brad will be the guide on this particular trip. So he's combining his expertise of fishing, fish wildlife, fish habitat and ecology with camp's expertise in sending kids into the backcountry. So we're putting these together, and as you can see right here, it is new for 2024. So let's dig in. Okay, so here we are on the website. This has most of the information just describing what the trip, dates, prices, and so forth. Once you've signed up and our kids come to camp, their first day is to travel to a location called Moose Lake. So you're going to see we are starting out in Wisconsin. So right here is Camp Unalaya, and a 3.5-4 hour drive takes us near Hayward, Wisconsin, and into just a regular car camping situation. But Moose Lake, and it's known for good sport fishing, so we're gonna start there, do a couple day. I think it's just 2 nights. Let's see. Yep, 2 nights at Moose Lake, and which puts you near Hayward. And the cool thing about Hayward is that it has the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame. So that's going to be their day trip to go tour that, see what that's all about. After Moose Lake, they're going to drive into Minnesota and stage somewhat close to the western side of the Boundary Waters. And I'm going to switch maps here to kind of start showing you where those locations are going to be. So, sorry, jumped off of my map here. You can see Upper Peninsula, Michigan. This is Wisconsin, and we have Minnesota right here. And this, I'm sorry, there's a lot of clutter here. I plan a lot of trips, so you can see a lot of waypoints and stuff. But basically, they're going to drive out from Hayward and come up to the far north of Minnesota, and they're starting at Lake Jeanette, which is right here. And you can see this is not a public lake. It's a national forest lake with a campground on it. And again, it's another couple nights here at Lake Jeanette where we have opportunities to fish throughout here. This is north of Lake Vermillion, which is a very pretty famous area here. You can see the Lake Vermillion network just south. What's cool about Lake Jeanette is there's opportunities to go scoot off and portage into some remote lakes and as a day trip, and then come back to your campsite and cook your catch or just hang out as whatever they want to do. Trail is so great. It's so open, and I just really envision kids loving this, or teens loving the opportunities to just take canoes out and spend more time fishing. So here you go. And then after a couple nights at Lake Jeanette, we're going to get into our backcountry experience. Now, we definitely wanted to incorporate some of the Boundary Waters into this, and we found a great area on the west side to do that. Now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to zoom out here. I'm sorry, don't get sick as I do this. But you can see over here on the right side of your screen, there's a trail map route mapped out. This is the Nor'wester trip. So I wanted to stay away from the Nor'wester. That is kind of a sacred trip, a very traditional trip at Camp Unalaya. One I recommend for sure, and plenty of fishing over there. So if you are interested in doing that, feel free to get your fill and go on that trip. That is 8 days and 8 nights, 9 days in the backcountry. But it is not necessarily dedicated to fishing. So we wanted to try something new. And over here, still in the Boundary Waters Canoe Wilderness, but we're on the western side. And we designed a route where they actually put in on the Sioux River and come up that river. They'll camp on Lake Paulson. I think it's Paulson. Ponus. And fish through these lakes. And then during the day, they are traveling. But unlike the Nor'wester, where they're traveling 8-10 miles a day, this is more like 3 to 5 miles a day. Let's see what this journey is here. 2.5 miles. So less travel. They're still moving, but that just opens up opportunities to get out and fish. The other thing I really wanted to do is make sure there were a lot of opportunities where it's wilderness fishing, so we don't have motorized boats coming through. We're using canoes and regular equipment, and trying to maintain that pristine wilderness feel. So that's definitely something that you guys will notice on this trip. Is we're going to choose areas in here where the canoe is an advantage. And just fun. I don't know. It just seems like a great trip. So as you can see here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nights on trail. The 5th day being a pull out to this area, and then back to Camp Unalaya. So again, a pretty exciting trip. I would definitely welcome and encourage any questions that you might have or your camper might have. We have on the if you go over here to the website, we have a packing list. Let's see, packing list coming out soon. That's going to change in about 5 minutes. I have it done here. Brad put that together and used his expertise. So you even have what tackle to bring for his recommended tackle. So anyways, any questions, be sure to give us a call, send us an email. Love to talk to you about this and trying something new. This is exciting stuff. All right, folks.